Yorichi? You got a sister?
So you really didn't know after all, did you?
That really breaks my heart. How am I supposed to do this review?
We won't be able to wait for you to heal completely. You're just going to have to ignore the pain and do this.
What's going on, people? Mr. Antilock here, back with this week's Bleach review, 606, Divine Division. Now, the thing about this chapter that I've been thinking since I read it like 5 times is that I'm starting to think that the Soul Reapers nurtured Juha as a kid. Like, it's almost like what Uryu's grandfather wanted. He wanted Quincy's and Soul Reapers to fight together. But I do believe at some point Juha was actually with the Soul Reapers. And it's a possibility that that's how the Quincy heritage leaked over into the human world, because when the Soul Reapers actually went over to balance things out in the human world, they actually took Juha along with them. That's almost like a sidekick. I also been having this feeling since I read this chapter that it is a strong possibility that Juha was actually in training to be a Soul Reaper himself, or one of the 13 divisions, because if you think about it, he's an advanced swordsman. And even as a Quincy, you know Quincy's abilities are bows and arrows. But if you notice, the last few fights that you've seen Juha in, which was the one kind of with Yamamoto, and this one with Mandakusho now, he grabs his sword. He's not like going for his arrow. He actually used his arrows to propel him back into the battle when Mandakusho pushed him away with that big ass hand. And that's just something that like caught my attention. Also, the relationship with Mandakusho and Juha. It's a possibility that Mandakusho originally trained Juha. I mean, this is just a random thought from a brief battle and a few brief sentences between them. But this just been lately having me as a head scratcher. Like, they actually have a relationship. They know each other. You could tell by the way they address each other, you know? And Juha was saying that Mandakusho, his whole expression had changed when he decided that he was going to kill him. I thought that was pretty crazy. Okay, seriously, now I have to point this out. Yorichi has a sister? Yorichi has a sister? Now, I've been thinking of something lately that's been pretty funny to me. Like, excuse me. I've been thinking of something that's been really funny to me lately. Like, as far as like the last 2 days that's gone by. You gotta think of something. I've been making this joke amongst myself that Yorichi's family is like the 10-10 of Bleach, because it seems like they have all of these godly tools. Now, Yorichi's sister said that she brought back some tools that could help her sister out in this battle, and she was kind of upset that her sister left before her. Now, think back to the beginning of the series when Rukia was at Sogyoku Hill, and how they destroyed the Sogyoku, Ukitake, and Shinsui. It was a Shihoin weapon. And that's another head scratcher to me. What is Ukitake's relationship with the Shihoin clan? Could he be like a relative to them? I don't know. That's just something I've been thinking about lately. But back into Yorichi's sister, a lot of people are like, this character came out of nowhere. Like, why the fuck would they introduce another character so late in the series? But it gives me a great hype, because number one, that thing that she glided in on isn't just a hang glider. I I swear, it's just like a pack of ninja tools. I swear to God, she's like the 1010 of all of this. It's like a pack of She-Ho and godly tools. I really, truly believe that. Not only does she has the God armor, which was stated in Manga Panda translation, but we really in the manga stream translation got the Asian version or the Japanese version of what it was, and it was like godly tools or something like that. She's from the Ten Shihi Suban, if I pronounce that right, which translates into House of Godly Gears. So apparently, the Shihoan clan is known for creating godly gears. But with this whole introduction to Yorichi's sister, it makes you want to dive deep into who Yorichi actually is, and maybe when we ever get that 2,000-year war or that 1,000-year backstory, we'll finally understand who everybody is and their significance to the story. And I can't wait to see that because a lot of Bleach naysayers are gonna be like, oh, that's why, oh, that's why, oh, that's hot. Kubo's a master of foreshadowing. Just like a lot of people who bash on Bleach do. They wait till they get that good set of information and then all of a sudden everything makes sense to them. Another thing, totally unrelated to this chapter that I've been thinking about, I think in all, we only literally got Ichigo in chapters 4 to 5 times this year. We got a little bit of Ichigo when we seen him coming down to the Soul Society. Then we got a little bit of Ichigo when he battled the Quincy's. Now it's just like we're getting everybody's story. Totally unrelated. But back to the Yorichi sister thing. I was really excited that they introduced this new character. I actually can't wait to see what she does. She may be as good as Yorichi. She may not be. But the fact that she's head of a household of godly gears, that has a great significance to this story, if you ask me. Also, within that package of godly gears, could she possibly have Yorichi Zanpakuto? When shit went down with Urahara and she broke him out of Central 46, is it a possibility that before she went to break him out of the Central 46, could she have stashed her Zanpakuto with her little sister throughout the whole story? We have not seen this woman's Zanpakuto. It has to be something epic. It has to be. She trained with Kisuke Urahara in that little dugout of a cave that they made when they were kids, and she had a Zanpakuto in the flashback. Where is Yorichi's Zanpakuto? Now this has to be talked about. Now, the Troll King, aka the biggest bullshit artist in the Bleach series, Kisuke Urahara, was working on something outside, which I believe is the second shot for the canon to send people into the Soul Palace. Now, when we saw the feet of the people walking up, I thought it was the Aron so I kind of got a little hype, but when I saw it was the Visors. Epic Pamela of the Week, by the way. It's been a while since I did that. But when I saw the Visors, I got super hype because I knew shit just got real and it's about to go down. Hey, God only knows, they may not even play a relevant role in this story, but they are some of the hybrids in this story, and I can't wait to see how all of that is going to come into play. But to get into their arrival, and the fact that Ichigo, Yorichi, and company was supposed to wait for them to get there was pretty epic to me. I have to say, of all of the Visors, I was most happy to see Hachi, because that's my boy. Of all of the Visors, like, I was the most hyped to see him because I could go back to the fight with Bargon. I could go back to his relationship with Orihime, kind of explaining her abilities to her. I was like super hyped to see Hachi, but one thing that made me laugh, you probably seen the reaction to it. That man had a tiny little umbrella, and he's huge. Like that was just like slapstick comedy for me. I loved it. Overall, my thoughts on this chapter. The chapter was excellent. We got a lot of fighting between Juha and Manakusho. I really like to see Manakusho's ability, and I still wonder, is that like his Zanpakuto, because he says something about not being able to cut. Maybe he can screw it off and there's like a sword within it, or you know how once you get to a certain level you could manifest your Zanpakuto into other items, like Kisuke has the cane, Yamamoto had the cane. I really believe that him with the paintbrush, his is like a Zanpakuto. He can morph it into a Zanpakuto as well. Shinjumaru can morph her needle into like a small Zanpakuto, and my girl Hikifune can manifest that giant spoon into a Zanpakuto. So I can't wait to see how all of this plays out. But to going into the fight with Manakusho and Juha, I have to say, to watch that man Manakusho talk like a boss like that was epic to me. That man said, all of your abilities are cut in half. So what got me hyped, the fact that that man can rename anything with a stroke of a calligraphy brush is epic. Overall, the chapter is epic. And another thing that got me, when the Manga Panda translation was saying that he was going to be cut into pieces, and the manga stream was like torn asunder. But my man Juha was like, do I look like I'm suffering? Like, I don't know why that line got me so hyped. I was hyped. It's like, do I look like I'm suffering? And when I did the live reaction, I had to add the bitch to give the emphasis, because that's how I felt. Like, do I look like I'm suffering, bitch? Does it look like this affects me? That's just how I felt. Like, even thinking about it now gets me hyped. Something I was thinking about, Juha has 22 of 26 abilities. So even though Manakusho is giving him the business right now, the man still has at least 11 abilities to use. So even though that he's cut in half, he can still bust ass. So I have to wait and see his fight, because it is epic and Manakusho is giving him the business right now. But you can't count Juha out. The man has 11 abilities that he has yet to even use. And then what a lot of people fail to realize, it's only a couple of chapters. You can't see a man's ability in a couple of chapters. That'll do it, people. Like, subscribe, comment. Once again, shout out to my man King Recon. Get well soon, my dude. I can't wait till you read this chapter. I know you're gonna enjoy it, and I know you're gonna be just as hyped as the rest of us was. I hope you do a review on it. I even hope like you just talk about from the chapters that you missed all the way till now.